2017 was a tough year. We've been through a lot as communities, countries, and as people. And it was a tiring year. But in the mid of all the bad things that happened, that were broadcasted loudly and visibly, there were good news too. The glimmers of hope that maybe, just maybe, we're not completely shit as a society. That maybe we do good too. These are those news. The Iraqi military announces that it has fully liberated all of Iraq's territory from ISIS terrorist gangs and retaken full control of the Iraqi-Syrian border. I've been following this since around 2015 when the first tentative steps were taken towards this, and I have to say that anything at all that puts a stop to the terrible loss of life, livelihoods, and historical monuments in the Middle East is a gift. Both Iraq and its allies have worked really hard on this, but I hope that next year, around this time, we'll be able to look back at how the fundamental causes of terrorism were rooted out both at home and abroad. We're this close to eradicating a parasitic disease. In fact, it may be the very first parasitic disease we have ever completely gotten rid of. At the last count, there have been just 26 cases of Guinea worm disease reported worldwide. That's down from 3.5 million, not 30 years ago. I recommend you actually don't look this up after 6 p.m. or you won't be able to sleep. But we also learned that global measles deaths dropped below 100,000 for the very first time. That's an 84% fall since 2000. Now, many thanks are owed to all the healthcare professionals, volunteers, and donors that have helped both of these diseases attack and affect fewer people. The cost of renewable energy in the UK fell to record low levels. It's now cheaper than gas and nuclear, and at least 3 countries set ambitious targets for cutting fuel use in cars by 2040, both diesel and petrol. Now, the British energy system also had its first ever coal-free day. It just keeps getting better and better on April 22nd. Now, I find this amazing and also hopeful, as we're becoming more aware of the effects of fossil fuels, even at a grassroots level, an everyday life kind of level. Now, fingers crossed, in 10 years' time, fossil fuels will make teens go, huh? What's that? Also, another good news. In India, 18.3% of all energy supplying the national grid came from renewable sources, and in line with the Paris Accords, 40% is India's target by 2030. Some heartwarming news too, as this little girl in Birmingham got a new prosthetic leg and showed it off to all her friends, and honestly, it was beautiful. I have no words for this one. Sesame Street gave $100 million for targeted programs for healing young Syrian children. This show, through and through, has made some amazing initiatives for helping kids. From introducing new characters last year, this year as well, and having some real teachable moments on the show, to this, Sesame Street is once again a force for good. And then, to top it all off, Meghan Markle happened. The royal wedding hasn't happened yet, but I think to see true love happen so publicly, and for the good news of the engagement and resilience of their relationship in the face of all the badmouthers and all the negative comments, it just made me feel a bit warmer this year. That's all the good news of 2017 from me. What about you, Robert?
Well, I have some good news too. In the United Kingdom, the first zero waste shop has opened. This means you can go in there with your own reusable jars, containers. In German we say Tupperware, and you can fill them up with the products that you want to have without any plastic packages, whatever, involved. Bam! Saving the planet with one reusable jar at a time. Mon amour. Let us look at France. The city Grenoble banned all outdoor advertising and replaced them with trees. I read about that already at the end of 2014, that the city announced to ban all advertisement. Maybe it took some time of the execution that it appears again in this year's research. Nevertheless, still worth mentioning. if you're like me and get annoyed by all the advertisement and you rather like to hug trees, pay a visit to the city of Grenoble with a lot of tree hugging potential. High school students in Florida started the We Dine Together Club, which has the goal that no one would ever have to eat lunch alone again. So basically, they want to bring together the people during lunchtime to ensure that people can get to know each other and no one has to eat isolated. What a simple and yet beautiful initiative, and at the same time so easy to copy and transfer to other high schools. Again, Florida. So listen up, ladies and gentlemen. 80 heroic bystanders formed a human chain to save a drowning family on a Florida beach. Say what? Long story short, there was a family and the two kids were at one point struggling in the water to get out. So family members tried to help them, but got also caught by the waves. Luckily, people surrounding realized that, and then 80 people formed a human chain to rescue them, that they can get back safely to the land. Wow, what a story. And as one of the witnesses also pointed out, I think it's incredibly beautiful to hear that complete strangers from different backgrounds, different ages, different beliefs get together with the common intention to save this family. Because in the end, we humans are all in the same boat. A woman donated all the food from her cancelled $30,000 wedding to feed the homeless. That's for me a good example, a very good example, for a solution-oriented mindset. After the bride had to cancel her wedding, she couldn't refund the money she put into the planning. In this case, $30,000. And what she did was, well, instead of having her wedding guests there, she contacted a local homeless shelter and invited them to enjoy the setting and the food. Another good thing that happened this year, happened in the past years, and will also happen in the future years, is that there are a lot of student organizations out there with volunteers who put a lot of effort, time, energy, and especially passion into their volunteering work. I was part of a student organization in the past years, and I just want to highlight, because I had the chance to go back as alumna to attend some seminars or conduct seminars, that it's such an incredibly valuable environment for young students, young people, and that going through this experience, also for me, was an invaluable part of my life that has helped me growing so much. So I hope that also in the next year and years, decades, all the students organizations out there keep going. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did so, please give us a like or subscribe to our channel, or let us know in the comments what were your good moments of 2017. We wish you a great start and all the best for 2018. See you then.